Hello everyone and welcome back to episode 5 of our Disco Elysium playthrough. At the end of the last episode again, we succumbed to despair and quit our job. So like last time, I've just replayed it up until that point again. Picked the same choices. Shooting down the hanging man, there was a 58% chance of succeeding. It took me about 6 goes before I actually got it. So I don't like my odds or my luck, but to pick up where we left off, we found the clothes in the trash. We ran the serial number on the victim. We spoke to Kim. We found our ledger, that's right. We have to do a field autopsy, which we haven't done yet. There's a few things we need to do. So let's get into it. Do we need to talk to her for anything?
Hello again, officer.
Oh, the
How
body's
are
down.
things?
Do you mean the body's finally gone? It's gone from the tree. Oh, she scratched her cheek, but not from the yard. I understand. Okay. We won't do the autopsy just yet. Let's talk to Gart once more about find out how the clothes could have got into. Oh, he's new. We'll see if we can find out how the clothes got into the. And give him the key back. Found the victim's clothes. How strange! I certainly didn't put them in there. Maybe you don't remember putting them there. Maybe you're sleepwalking. Could someone from your staff have put them there? Sylvie had the keys before I got here, and I can vouch for her. I can vouch for all my staff. None of us would tamper with the crime scene. Who else has keys? The trash collection service, CS Municipal. I don't see why they would put anything in the trash, though. The elusive CS Municipal. I doubt we'll be able to track down who was sent here last and when. This will have to be one of those little threads that solves itself down the road. Let's talk about something else. Cool. Nothing else to talk to him about. That's fine. Let's talk to this guy. I don't think he was here before. It's all about money, you know. You've got to spend money to make... Okay. Were these people here before and I just missed them? A man is sleeping at the table wearing a mud-caked boots, rolled down overalls. The back of his shirt, wild pines encircled by a logo with a tree. Interfacing. A colourful piece of plastic is dangling from a carabiner. Makes your fingers itch. On the counter, rolled out into overhand, you see a blister pack of a headache medicine. Pick up the pills, inspect the piece of plastic. Ruckus talking to... Wake him up. Let's pick up the pills. Magnesium. The man does not mind. You probably need them more than he does. You've just picked up medicine. This is stored in the bottom left corner of the screen above your character portrait. Click on the plus icon to heal your morale. If your morale... Oh yeah, that's fine. We did that before. Cool, but we've now got one more morale, so hopefully no more failing. Inspect the piece of plastic. The dock worker's ID, doubling his shift card and a job permit. A young, able-bodied man says back at you from the photo. Santiago S. John. We could steal it, but what does that get us? Let's wake him up. 42. Why not? I've made horrible decisions up until now. You gently shake the shoulder, but nothing happens. The man is probably asleep soundly in a ship engine's room. Okay. We won't worry about taking it just yet. Let's find out. Hang on, what's this? A bottle of rum has been knocked over. Beautiful dark liquid is spilling out. Yeah, we won't take it just yet because we don't know. They were saying that getting into the harbour will be an issue, but let's not... These checks I'm struggling with. I think our skill level is not high enough. We need to work on... Oh, we've got a point. Perhaps, maybe... I don't think I did anything different last time I when I played it through again, catch up, but that's fine. Oh, interfacing. I didn't upgrade interfacing. Alright, let's do that. That was the machine one. Yeah, okay. That's fine. Oh, and that's... Because when I redid it, where we ran into despair down here, it didn't have the option... Yeah, this didn't come up. Do I know how... Yeah, because we went through all this. How are you, my friend? This is the one that broke us. Where have you been? So I won't do that. In the cabin you see... Oh yeah, that's fine. Okay. Alright, so I think we're back to where we were. Let's go and do... Who put the clothes in the trash? Ask Kuno. Oh. Alright, and then this one, we've got 28 minutes left of this lonesome long way home. Okay. Again, I'm not super familiar with what those do, but we'll work through it. Let's quickly talk to Kuno, and then I think we'll do the autopsy.
Fuck, does Kuno care?
Thank you, Kuno. Dead man's clothes. How do they get in there? Yeah, Kuno doesn't know shit about that. That's shit beneath Kuno. I need to know it could lead to investigation. Someone may have tampered with the murder scene. Listen, he stops you. Kuno doesn't care about small time shit. Just listen. Kuno saw what you did there, dumpster diving. Sad shit. Kuno could hook you up with some sweet rag, shit like Kuno's wearing. He points to his pants. Your size, good price, 500 real. You'd have to be blind not to notice a giant white letter FALN running down the trouser leg. Alright, entertainment. What's so great about these pants? Pigs, these are FALN modulars, liquid fit performance crotch urban survival shit made in Morova by scientists. Believe it, you need this shit. He unzips his jacket and gives you a quick peek of the plastic wrap pants. They're graphite black and look brand new. These could drastically improve your chances of survival in the urban wilderness. Physical instrument. Coach Physical Instrument endorses these pants. They are tartan ready. They will also make you into an idiot. Wait, I asked you what happened to his clothes. You must have seen them lying around. Look, Kuno ain't seen shit around, except for that F there. He points to the cadaver. Now, you want a performance gear or not, Grandpa? The lieutenant remained silent, but his expression couldn't say, I told you so any louder. No, Kuno, you don't know anything about the tampering. I'm already got pants. I'm not even going to ask him about the mug. Alright. Kuno. Auto-saving. Remember to save more. Okay. Let's do the autopsy. Oh, I don't need to talk to Kim.
Yes.
Sorry. Sorry, Kim. The rotting man lies on his side with his eyes looking straight through you. The belt is still around his neck. His body is supine and open for intrusion by autopsy. The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath. First, what exactly is a field autopsy? Common officer, he pulls on a pair of latex gloves. You know the field autopsies. You've done 100 of them. What you do know is that 18.9 kilometers, the dormant shield volcano, Corpus Mundi, is the world's highest summit, and the failure of the 38 single Et Pius Duzung to crack the top 20 was death knell of music. But what a field autopsy is, you have no idea. Do you have another pair of gloves? Unfortunately, no. I have the gun. Maybe these are enough. They're better than nothing. The lieutenant looks at the gloves. Tell you what, I perform on the anatomical side of things while you take notes. We'll just fill this in, right? Show him the red field autopsy in your ledger. That's right. Alright, open ledger for field autopsy form. The dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists, describing the condition of his skin organs in 3 parts. Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out first. It begins with begin. 1 assistant. Alright, let's begin. That's you. Right, the initials HDB. The corpse is indifferent to your scribbling, just lies there. The next one's coroner's case number. Okay. KK, Kim, Kitsuragi, 57 precinct, followed by his date and time of arrival on scene. He's indexed the case after himself, not you. That's because he doesn't want to bring up the messy question of your initials. Shouldn't we file the coroner's case under me? We'll just write it down. I think Kim's trying to help us out. I think Kim realizes that we're not doing too great. And he's doing his best. Name. NA next. Date of birth. NA. Age. The man corrects his glass. Roughly 50. Try 40. The damage is so extensive it's better to err on the young side. Alright, 42. He nods. Race. Mondile, subgroup Occidental, as per your observation. The pudgy mess looks neither Mondile nor Occidental. It doesn't even look human. The next line says, as you read it, you think that leaves out dark-haired Mesk Sal Saramarizan Kendariat. Light-skinned Occidental means this man could be Vespertine or Jess Messenian. Those are three on the table. A solid guess, Mr. Racial Profiler. Sex. Fucky fuck, the little monster exclaims energetically. Male. Pete's gonna have sex. Right, male. Nor does he look male with his pregnant belly and indistinguishable face. Date of death. We're still going with March 4th, 51. 4/3/51. Interesting. I only say interesting because in Australia, that's how we write the date. Day, month, year. I think Americans do month, day, year. 4th of March. I don't know who made this game. It's alright. Because there hasn't really been any other indicators of what... Like, obviously, it's a fictional universe, but there's no... Very French-inspired. Maybe that's the French way of doing it. What else? He looks over your shoulder. 9. Body identified by is non-applicable. Case number is the same as a coroner's case. But listens motionless. With the cargo belt still around his neck, only one box. Evidence of treatment. Done. At least not after the initial examination. What exactly is treatment anyway? Interfering with the body's position or wounds post-mortem. I'm not so... Didn't the footprints look like it was carried over? They'd have to incapacitate and carried him over. The man was more than a match for untrained dock workers. He placed his hands on the dead man's chest as if in preparation. Your central nervous system recognized this gesture. It's the station of the breath. It's elastic, religious in nature. A holdout from pre-DeLorean burial rites. It takes him 2 seconds to perform. Then, somewhere in Gemrock North, a small woodshed behind Rosenac Row, Lieutenant Nick Furbrack puts his hands on the chest of a small corpse, no larger than a monkey. It's raining outside, light drizzle. There's darkness in the shed. Elsewhere yet, an obese female sits in a wicker chair, her silhouette ball-like against the window. Outside, Grand Couronne. The day is turning dim for Sergeant Mac Torson. Hand extended, he approaches to make sure she is dead more than anything else. And so all across Jamrock, Coal City, GRAH, 42 deceased persons found today, 42 stations of breath. We should start the post-mortem. It's quite poetic. I don't fully get it. But it sounded nice. The hangman. The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. Oh, it was Kim. Sorry, I understand now. It's Kim confirming that the heart's not beating. Like a requirement. The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It's no longer meaningful interacts with the surrounding. A thicket of boxes and lists on red copy of paper tries to answer why. External examination. Clothes. The deceased wears armoured boots, white briefs. The make of briefs is Babradine, I think. Let's see. He turns the body onto its side and checks the underwear label. See, it's happening. Borderline, yes. Inexpensive. Size M. Colour white. The disappointment is palpable. The red-haired thing was expecting something more lurid. Write it down. The boots are ceramic, vitreous enamel. They're fused with the skin from blood flow downward post-mortem. Removal of the boots is left for processing. The boot has a serial number. He twisted dead man's foot. E50 100 1000. The line between the plates are in the shape of the alphanumerical. The number is purposely concealed by the design. Tattoos. He stands up, feet plain on the side of the body. The upper torso is covered in a single continuous tattoo resembling a map of the night sky. It reaches from the right shoulder to the heart. The ink is blue and white. The assistant has a colour photograph of the markings to be added to the case file as document A1. The photo is taken on the scene using a Trigant Mini. The deceased has a belt for airlifting cargo around his neck tied with hangman's knot, colour yellow, length 3 meters. There's a buckle on the other end. It's definitely not American. Meters and the date, I think. Maybe a European game. Write it down. He produces a measuring tape. Well-nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.8 meters, generally consistent with age 42. 1.8 meters for those is about 6 feet. Preservation is good, ambient temperature below freezing. Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with age. He kneels in to get a better look. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back and short. Touch the corpse's hair before moving on. Write it down. Why would you touch it? Oh well, get involved. His hair feels wet, soaked to the rain, cold shut. Not that different from a living person. Alright, we're not getting creepy. Write it down. Lividity is consistent with hanging. The head is congested. Contusions are present in the head, chest and thighs, consistent with stones thrown post-mortem. Low velocity. Fucking low velocity. The kid explodes. You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking max. Talking shit about Kuno's velocity. The lieutenant pays no heed. In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp and chest, consistent with predation. Write down. Ligature marks. The lieutenant produces a small folding knife. With the other hand, he pulls the belt and starts cutting the polyester. The stench is horrid. After a while, it's obvious the material cannot be cut. There's still wiring. He concedes, breathless. There's too much of it. We need to remove the belt so we can get the ligature mark. You got just the right tool for that. The chain cutters. Good thing we got these chain cutters. Pull out the rubber. Is that... I can't look in our bag. Always good to think ahead now. He points to the throat, squeezing the dead man's neck. We need to cut the belt to see the ligature marks below carefully, with as much precision as you can. See, my pig is going to fuck his head off. No, he ain't. C looks blasé. Your pig's a boring fuck. Look for a good spot to cut. The belt is equally tight around the whole circumference of the neck, swelling over the edges of white bread, rising from the east. The knot is the weak spot. The chain cutters fit in there with steady, now like flower arranger. 2 cuts and it should come loose. 83, that's good. After some deliberation, you sink the cutters between the knot, trying to get the belt together. You squeeze from your rubber handles together, sweat forming on your brow. Snap. The knot is slashed. Another cut and the belt falls apart like a flower bouquet, revealing the dead man's neck, the dark red ligature mark around it. The lieutenant kneels closer, running his finger along the dark red groove until there's a gap. The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap at the ligature mark. The suspension point is at the back of the neck. Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin below the ligature mark. The mark is well pronounced, consistent with a drop of 1 to 1.5 meters. Chest is intact. He presses down at normal contour. Abdomen is protuberant. Pelvis intact. Genitalia. He pulls down the man's underpants. Now it's going to happen. I fucking knew it. Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury. We're not inspecting the genitals. Back is symmetrical and intact. He struggles to turn the corpse on his side. Upper and lower extremities are intact but asymmetrical. There's a combat injury on the right hand thigh and hip. In addition, I see smaller residual scars, too numerous to count, covering about 30% of his skin. From wounds sustained over 2, maybe more decades, dispersal and accumulation indicates long and active combat duty. The scarring is extensive, way more than the law officials. He nods. We have a real museum here of battles, wars. Write it down. Last item, hands. He takes the man's right hand and inspects it, then moves on to the other hand. Let him work alone. Hands are clean. He inspects. No sign of recent. Were we expecting any? I was. Maybe I'm just not seeing them. Honestly, the stench is making it hard for me to think at the moment. Maybe we should have looked at the hands as well. That's all right. Internal examination. Central nervous system, he says, and then concludes abruptly, I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central nervous system? Of course, there's a moral to be drawn from it, a moral to this story. If I may, add the moral of this story. Nope. Musculoskeletal, purge fluid is coming from the mouth. He gets close to the swollen mouth hole, eyes squinting from the fumes. Not injury related, eyes and tongue protuberant, hyoid bone, let's see. With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hand on the dead man's throat and begins to massage it gently. A rotting smell erupts from the mouth. Purge fluid runs down his lips, black and viscous. Perception hearing. You hear cracks in as the lieutenant moves his sharp fingers inside the flesh, like the cracking of an old house at night. Yeah, jack that fucker off. The hyoid bone is fractured, he says after a while. The rest of the musculoskeletal system is intact, unremarkable. Write it down. Back hunched, as if in prayer, he begins to pry open the dead man's jaws. Respiratory system. He stops to exert more force. Both hands are used. Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after a combat wound. Mouth swollen, hemorrhaging present in mucus of the lips and mouth. Let's look inside. No scream, no sigh of relief rises from the darkness inside. It's humid there, sickly sweet air unlike anything living. You feel like you're about to throw up again straight in the mouth of his. We don't want to throw up, but can we look inside deeper? Oh, my health. It's hard. Once you taste stomach acid in the back of your throat, a contraction, your throat pumps a little something from your stomach and you keep it in your mouth. You're forced to swallow just to keep looking. Inside you see darkness, just a mess of meat and darkness. Mute silence as always. The lieutenant let go of the jaws. The mouth snaps shut before you. Hemorrhaging present in mucus. I don't want to die. Let's do that. Write it down. He wipes his brow. Hepatobilary. NA. Why don't we have anything? He looks at the corpse stomach as a mixture of tiredness and disgust. Are you a hepatobilary expert? I don't think so. Neither am I. And that's it? That's it. Okay. NA. Same for toxicology and serology. Both. Unless you have untapped reservoir of knowledge in there. The completionist in me wonders if there's something we could still do. Like a toxicology screening. At this stage, I doubt processing will find anything, even if it's brimming with cocaine, but still, you should add the request. Cardiovascular. The body exhibits heavy lividity. Blood has gathered in the hands, feet, and neck. Hypostasis is visually consistent with her hanging. Gastrointestinal. He breathes a sigh of approaching relief. This is the last field on the list. He looks around on the ground. The pool of feces there. This will do. He then touches the corpse bloated lower abdomen briefly and says, digested semi-solid food in stomach, voila. Write down, omit the voila. Let's be professional, because up until now, we have not. Description of injuries. Let's see. We have bite marks, contusions on the head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling their neck. You'll need 3 fields, leave the 4th one too. Reaction speed. Be thorough if you want maximum results. Bite marks. He nods. Head, chest and scalp bite mark injuries. Predation by birds has caused damage to the body. Odontologist does not need to be consulted. And your opinion, officer? Beneath the description there are 2 boxes waiting to be ticked. Non-fatal post-mortem. Agreed. Next injury. Contusions. So the scalp bleeds from post-mortem head injury. A stone, the injury does not have the Does not have the rim of an early inflammatory response. A perpetrator on the scene has confessed to causing it post-mortem. At maximum velocity, fucko. Has confessed to causing it at maximum velocity. Write it down. Congelated blood sticks to his scalp and chest. There are countless stones which have hit the dead man. Beneath the description of 2 injury. Non-fatal. Agreed. Ligature marks. A dark red abraded ligature mark encircling the neck with the gap on the nape measuring, let's say, 7 centimeters. The hyoid bone is fractured. The cervical column intact. I see hemorrhaging on the skin above and below the ligature mark. Depth of mark 1 centimeter. No signs of clawing on the neck. Below the note, 2 customary boxes wait to be ticked. The man's head jerks to the side, awaiting your judgment. The ring around his neck is visible. Think for a moment. There's no time to rush. It would be the fatal injury. That's it. He cracks it on his... We have established cause of death. It's not much, and it leaves much to be questioned, but it's a start. He produces a small black plastic roll from his jacket, a body bag. Let's wrap this up. I pronounce this field autopsy over. First, how did it go? Well, we established probable cause of death. Some would say that's the goal of an autopsy. We also requested a toxicology screening that was thorough. The results should arrive in a couple of weeks. If we're lucky, I would not hold my breath. Then, given the state of decay here, I consider establishing the victim ethnicity a minor success. What else? We were thorough with the list of injuries too. We described them all in detail. What is there to say? Given the circumstance, it was professional field autopsy. What now? I need a copy of that autopsy form and I'll drive him to Faubourg. Rip out the copy. Send there. For processing, he looks at the dead man one more time and then slip of red paper in his hand, then at the corpse again. You tilt your head, also looking at the corpse. I'm sure we didn't get everything. There's always something. Perception. Search the body one more time thoroughly. It's a low chance. Let's bag him. Let's try. 8%. You run your hands over the victim's body, cold limbs, and he's told maybe you should have been more thorough. Look in his pants again. You pull down the breeches, marbling the print around the crotch. The penis is shrunk, crawling halfway back inside him. There's nothing mysterious or noteworthy. Fs can't get enough of that dick. Did you think we missed something? Yes, there's something we're not seeing. Okay, well, we're in liver mortis here. He's disintegrating. We need to refrigerate the body. If we want to conduct another examination, we need to do it fast. Okay. It would have to be industrial in size. Let's start by asking Gart at the Welling and Rags and the Frites store in the gates. If they don't know, his voice trails off, but only if all else fails. Fuck are you looking at, Bino Man? You want a piece of Kuno? Want to get fucked? Only if all else fails, he stresses. Okay, Kuno looks around, he gets around, knows Martinez and Frigid's brother. Now look at the body. Alright. Inland. I should have checked his fingers. Tell me who you are. I'm gone. I can see you gone, but who are you? I'm a joke. Look at me. There's nothing funny about you. There's nothing funny about jokes either. Who else? Who were you when you were alive? A killer, a motherfucker, and a killer. I have another question for you. Where have you gone? Into the wild place yonder. Where is that? In the past, way out in the west. I can't get the damn compartment of my ledger open. The blue heart. Oh, that's good shit. You'll love it. Just press down and fuck, it opens like you always do. Fuck it hard. Copperco, the clown. He means that force will work. What's happening? What do you mean? I'm talking to you. It's the power of your... Black frothy liquid starts bubbling at his lips. Imagination. Why do I love questions so much? Because you're a Copperuni. Look at all of them go. Do you want more questions? Give me more questions. Why do you think I've forgotten something terrible? Because you have. All right. Now, we need to find a fridge. Thought complete. Lonesome long way home. Here we go. Home awaits. Walk past Station 41 and through the markets, past Boogie Street Spearhead to the other side of the lake, the Frozen Eye at the centre of the district. Then past the video rental store on the corner, there at the end of the street lined with pine trees, a small house no larger than a matchbox. 11 Voyager Road. You no longer live there. Those times are gone, and so are those people. Why did you come here? You are still here. And where's the dealer? You have to get back to work. That's all you have. Learning cap for perception raised to 5. Speed give 1 PSY. Speed give 1 PSI. I don't know what that means. Oh, we got another level. Alright. What do you reckon? What do you reckon? I feel like we should still focus on these for the next one anyway. And then drama. Conceptualization. Visual calculus. I think this one might be good. It enables you to create virtual crime scenes. Let's do that. Confirm. Alright, we need to find a fridge. I don't want to talk to Kuno again, but I guess I have to.
Kuno here?
I need a fridge to stash the body. For the fucking good thing you asked the Kuhnmeister. He knows trying to look older. Kuno needs a fridge. Perfect freezer. Freezing. I thought you would. Where is it? Bacon Man's in a rush. But what's in it for the Kuno? What's the return Kuno's investment? The Kuno... Convince Kuno to spill the beans. Come on. By killing in his territory, someone has openly challenged Kuno. It's the best interest to put them in their place. Some arrogant shit thinks he can kill in the Kuno's kingdom without asking. The Kuno first. That sounds like lawlessness to me. A dark flame smolders in Kuno's eyes as he ponders your argument, wordless, like kings do. This outlaw fate is in your hands. Let's make an example of him. Help me locate him using the fridge body technology. Alright, Kuno hears you. See that shit house over there? He points to the collapsed building with the bookstore. A cold comes over you and you glance behind him at the crumbling colossus casting a shadow on you. Yes, I see it, the big tall one behind you. You got to get in that shit. He points again. In there deep. What do you mean in there deep? Check the fucking basement, pig. Don't you know anything? Always check the fucking basement. Recon style. There's a giant fridge down there. Fuck it, will fit no problem. He nods confidently. It looks like a white bear of some shit. Try not to piss yourself when you see it. A white bear. A polar bear? How do I get in the building? Through the bookstore. You got to beg the book bitch. Used to be that you could get in there through the doorbell. Jam that shit. Book bitch changed that. Kuno doesn't beg, so Kuno doesn't go back there anymore. Beg the book bitch. Yeah, the book bitch. Beg her. You stupid or something. He means the bookstore. We have to ask the proprietor of the bookstore. See? The clod gets it. He says with a nod. Listen to your four-eyed friend. Cool. You didn't hear it from Kuno, pig. He looks at you seriously, but don't forget where you heard it from. Kuno owns you now, pig. You're Kuno's property. Alright. Alright. Save. Oh. Cool. Okay. Let's go and talk to the book bitch. And then let's get this... Oh, hang on. If that's done, we can start on a new one. Okay. We've done these two. Speed. Is that the drug? Learning cat for perception is raised to 5. Self-grip -1 to authority, embarrassment to the party. Magnesium-based life form. -1 to shivers. No shakes. Ace is high. 1 empathy towards Kim. I like Kim. The Insulidian Civil War was not the first war to see the use of aerostatic aircraft on both sides, but it was the longest. For 8 years, folded multi-rotor aircraft crisscrossed the air above Revolche, Ozone, Fassa-la-Mer, and Arcade Island. They made sweeps over the sandy beaches and shot each other out of the blue sky, then sunk as wrecks to the bottom of the sea. The Aces High was a custom on the revolutionary side performed by squadron mates after landing. Lieutenant Kitsuragi likes it. Why is that? Alright, we'll do this one for Kim. Alright. Fridge the victim's body. Okay, how do we get to the bookstore? Around here maybe? Are you the book bitch?
Hello, sir. Step right in. The
Annette.
store is open.
Hello sir, Step right in, the store is open. Young girl with chubby red cheeks waves at you smiling. Your nose also red from the cold. Hello.
Are you interested in a new and exciting book?
Is it okay if I ask you some
Okay,
questions?
sir. I'll try to answer any questions you have. I hope they're about books.
What's your name? My name is Annette, sir. My mum, her name is Plaisant. She owns the store. She's inside minding the register or organising stock. The girl gazes at the window, then suddenly jolts her eyes wide as if recalling something. Feel free to step in and browse our wares. And you're standing out here because I'm signalling that the store is open. Otherwise people might not know. They'd miss out on the crime, romance and biographies of famous people. I should have a word with the store owner. Oh no, sir. I'm happy to help Mum by luring in customers. She stands upright and smiles like a little soldier. Besides, I have some hot juice in my vacuum bottle to keep me warm. Okay. Should be school. I do my studies at home at the moment. I have to help Mum keep the place running. Isn't school more important than this? Mum says it's necessary to do both because it builds character. Mum says a proper worker is dutiful. And that's how you get ahead in life. You succeed. There is stress and unease behind these words. She's reciting etiquette. How's business going? Mum says it's peachy. She's a little afraid at first, then there's talk about house being cursed. Cursed in what way? Cursed in a way that makes them say that no business ever really thrived here, sir. That they all go... She's looking for the right word. Ass up. She blushes. I wouldn't really say it like that, but I guess so. I don't think curses are real. They shouldn't be, but they seem real. Anyhow, they say that these grounds are doomed for businesses. They're not doomed, but your mother should learn from their mistakes. Of course, sir. Not really worried about the books. Let's go inside. We'll talk to the book bitch. As per Kuno. Here she is.
Welcome to Crime, Romance and Biographies of Famous People. My name is Plaisance.
Plaisance.
Be welcome. And please take responsibility for the energy you bring into this space.
I'm just asking people for money. So you're the owner of this store.
I am the proudest owner of our little shop of culture.
Her voice is high-pitched as if to give off more penetration. Your daughter's the one standing outside the store, right? Annette, yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me, was she at her post doing her job like a proper girl? Yes, of course. Wonderful. Did you talk to her? Yes. Great. On a scale of 1 to 10, how compelled were you to buy books after talking with her? I'm not going to grade a human being. Come now, it's not personal. It's about proper sales practice and market research. I expect an answer. 10. My precious, her dedication brings joy to my heart. She's immensely satisfied with the answer. If you have any children, I hope they turn out as great as my Annette. Let's not annoy her because we need to get to the fridge. I was told there's a huge fridge. Can you lead me there? A fridge? No, I don't know anything about a fridge. Aren't you interested in books? Drama. For whatever reason, she's lying to you about the fridge. Seems like you have to find your own way to the cellar. What if I want to buy a book? Then you're talking to me. Then why are you talking to me? Everything is on the shelves to browse. Don't feel compelled to buy anything. She fiddles with her pendant. Then she waves her bony fingers directly. See those shelves there? Go be drawn. What type of books do you have? Everything is on the shelves. Take a look for yourself. The shelves compel you to buy. Okay. We don't want to get Annette in trouble. We don't want to buy a book. Mountain of board games. A small mountain of colourful board games. There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up. An endless variety of source books, law books and coders litter the table. The topmost book is titled Welcome Compendium 2nd Edition. There's also a large hardbound tome with intricate cover art, The Hunters of Cataract, Boreal Creature Compendium, and a Pick Your Path adventure game book titled Tales of Where Cavern of Vakrag. Books in a board game section. Who wants to read books? Anything that really catches my eye. There's a box that says Wara 3rd Edition Mega Setting Supplement Module. The side panel, a fantastic adventure board game. New maps and miniatures. Sticker display 25 real. Well, we don't have any money. We have $1. We have 1 real and 70 smaller reals. Old sports magazines. Recipes of ardor, about trout. We go through here. The book bitch's gonna get angry at us. You see a set of tattered curtains blocking your way to another room. Strange cage-like trinket dangles from the curtains.
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only.
Don't remember telling you that we were police, but that's alright. What's behind the curtains? Nothing. Now please go back to browsing books. Don't you feel compelled to look at the books? She speaks almost as if you're trying to put a spell on you, urging you to buy more books. Oddly enough, the more she tries to draw you away from the curtains, the more alluring they become. Examine it. You see some kind of charm, a regular polyhedron assembled from bones, sticks and straws. Inside a disturbing fish head with empty eye sockets stares at you. From the looks of it, this is traditional Seminoese ward meant to provide protection against ill luck, bad dreams, curses and other supernatural scourges. And who were the Seminoese? Inhabitants of Ile de Fantôme, the Seminoese island down south. Aside from poking at it suspiciously, there is nothing else with the fish head charm at this time. The curtains remain shut before you. Alright, we need to distract her. A shelf of crime novels. These shelves are overburdened with books from the same series. You see the name Dick Mullen over and over. A couple of spook novels, Heideminster detective books. Thrilling tales of spycraft. Storekeep, what's all this crime fiction? No crime, robberies, murders, even sexual crimes. We're fortunate to have Dick Mullen and his stories to come all out. You're a police officer apparently. You should buy all of these. They really teach a person how to be a proper detective. Crime fiction, yeah. These books are greatly overstate the excitement of police work, glossing over how long it takes to actually follow up leads and eliminate dead ends. What more, they completely ignore the psychological hardship of, year after year, coming into contact with people during the worst days of their lives. Not to mention, of all stress this work creates upon the officer's family. Detective fiction just doesn't tell it all. Now, would you like a list of books on the shelf? Sure. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Are there any more? Tragedy. After all this, you still haven't found the answer to one of the questions about who is Dick Mullins. Reaction speed. Who is Dick Mullins? Your quick eye notices a small caterpillar crawling across the spine of the book. The title, Dick Mullen and the Mistaken Identity. What do we have here? A worn paperback from Dick Mullen's classic hard-boiled phase. The premise seems to be that Dick Mullen is framed for the murder of his best friend and has just a few days to prove his innocence. Why does this speak to me? Could it be the motives of unstable identities and shocking betrayals? It's probably right. I'm a complicated guy full of contradictions. Could be something else. Perhaps you're drawn to the dark. No. Is it because smoking dame, slinky red dress on the cover is giving you a hard on? No, that's not happening. Yes, it is. The bulge in your pants. Embarrassingly obvious. Electrochemistry. Relax. It's not that bad. Also, it means your blood flow is returning to normal. Good news, really. Something the matter, detective? No. Casually adjust your pants. Alright. Well, that was a waste of time. We need something to distract. Boring book. Picture book. Time of fascist magic. Everyone knows the most interesting thing about fascist words, they're magic.
Hello again, esteemed officer.
The girl outside mentioned that the place is cursed. Cursed? Who said that? Annette? I will have a word with her. This place is not cursed. It has a robust magnetic energy, good for commercial activity. My business is thriving. What in God's name is she talking about? About your daughter. Maybe we need to... maybe if we talk to her about her daughter,
again,
she'll go outside.
And welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
I'm here to dismantle the free market and abolish child labour. She rolls her eyes. You must be kidding. There's nothing like that. Depends on how much do you pay the kid. Good sir, what does young children do with money anyway? No, I save it for her as a fund. She's securing her financial future out there. Such criminal behaviour would not happen in more developed countries. In some more developed countries, this sort of thing is 2 felonies, child labour and slavery. Those countries will realise they've raised lazy and spoiled generation. Her tone is decisive, not at all angry at the insinuation. Oh. Are we done with the jokes now? Yes, you've had quite enough fun here, right? Strikes me as wrong. Mind your own business. Her posture becomes very rigid. In our society, people don't get to tell each other how to raise their children. It's none of your business. No, it's the way she copes with criticism. Well, I did that hoping to find a way into the bookstore. I'm not worried about more books. Just rip it open. Just as you're about to pull open, the petrified voice from the shop owner cries out once more. Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits to customers. Her hand has closed around her pendant, her fingers nervously playing with the talisman. Parapsychologically speaking, we're done. If you decide to open them, I won't be held responsible for the consequences. It's too dangerous. She looks away mumbling, why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal people? This is about the curse, that's why you're afraid. No, it's just a storeroom for the employees, I told you. Now please, step away from the curtains. She's almost begging you. Ma'am, this is different. I'm a police officer. I need to get in there. Why? It's not like anyone was killed there. She stops abruptly as her hand flies over her mouth, baffled by her own bluntness. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be so impolite. Just please don't go there. I can't allow that. You'll only make things worse and unleash the powers. The curtains do not seem frail suddenly, no robust enough to contain slippery darkness. There's a fridge that I need. Everybody suddenly needs something from them. She went, let's leave the curtains be. I don't think... Thank you. I don't think forcing our way through is the way to go. Shopkeeper lets tell us that. Let's just talk about first, alright? There's no reason for you to venture into the unknown. Talking is always good. Go see what she has to say. The curtain's tattered with age and covered with dust. As if taunting you. Let's ignore them for now.
Hello again, esteemed officer.
Why are you so uptight about those curtains? I just want to know what's on the other side. I already told you it's a storage room for employees. I don't understand why it's so important to you. Just let it go, officer. Go buy some goddamn books you're supposed to be. Drawn to books. She's so tense, it's a miracle she hasn't snapped in half yet. Why do you have the ward protecting it? It's just for decoration. She waves under your gaze, mouth pressed into a tight-lipped smile. Then something breaks. Okay, fine. It's because this place is cursed, just like Annette said. They don't call it the Doom commercial area for nothing. Are you happy now, officer? Happy that you've ruined everything? She closes her eyes and starts mumbling something about her pendant. Hosts of hosts, she prays. Guard me and my honest business venture from the curse that lurks behind the curtains. How did the curse manifest itself? A shiver runs through the woman as she looks around in the dimly lit store. The curse is so much worse than you could imagine. It is disease eating the very foundation. Her voice drops to a whisper. If it's the curse of financial distress, of ruin and bankruptcy. She peers at the curtain again. Annette mentioned that the previous tenants had experienced financial. It's not just that, officer. We're dealing with something supernatural here. It's the Calco Demons feeding off bad business practices and disappointing income statements. There's something wrong with this building, I can tell you. Ever since I arrived, I've sensed an eerie, lingering presence as if unwanted here. Have you sought help from anyone? Yes, I've contacted numerous parapsychologists and even a pair of Simonese mediators. They provided me with the wards. She nods at the strange cake-like trinkets. The ward helped keep the doom at bay and protect us against the darkness that lies further in the building, even though I fear it's not enough. Is your pendant part of the ward as well? Oh, this? She holds in her palm. It's okay. Oche heart glistens under the lights. No, it's a special hymen amulet blessed by desert pygmy shamans of spell of compulsion. It's to compel people to buy books. There are numerous spells cast throughout the store. I had books anointed with different inducement spells, for example. She nods. It's guaranteed to boost sales 15%. Desert pygmy shamans? That sounds like a rather questionable way to describe a group of people. Would you like me to take the curse? I concluded investigate the curse is real. Most certainly not. I don't want anyone who's not familiar with psychic arts get involved in this mess. Stay away, leave the spirits be so they can return to their slumber. My liege, you know what this case called? A para-detective. Drama. Slither up to her, your silver-tongued fiend. Show her how words class perfidy looks like. Wait, what if I don't want to lie? Ma'am, I came here to help. You're not lying, you're giving her peace of mind, the meanness that are justified. Ma'am, I came here to help. I've handled paranatural situations before. Are you sure? She looks skeptical. Don't think I haven't seen charlatans before. I've returned from the void, a para-detective from a long line of para-detectives. You're no para-detective. You look nothing like one, and you're clearly a drinker. Pardon me for being so blunt. You look like one. The lieutenant keeps his usual stony calm. He silently picks out his notebook. I admit I've had my share of drinks, but only because the spectral realm is so parapsychologically taxing. How do you know all this? Here we go. Your words brought me here in the first place. The Simonese blood also runs through me. I'm a void revenant. I have the powers to de-bad all the bad energies. Know that. You're part Simonese? Oh, it means our meeting couldn't have been mere chance. The hand of fate guides us. But I'm not the only one at risk. I have to think of my daughter. You are certain you can help keep us safe. I can't allow any collateral damage to hit us. Just ask my pastor, Kim. He'll vouch for me. The lieutenant has not been listening close enough. He mumbles. You've put him on the spot. Certainly so, ma'am. I can assure you my partner is eminent in this particular field. If you promise good, officer, then you might be our last hope. Do you swear it? On my honour. Thank you, sir. A timid sigh of relief followed by a cautious smile. There's one more thing I haven't told you about yet. The entity. Do not act surprised you know of these things. Of course. For I have sensed its presence. You have? The entity takes the form of a woman, a witch probably. I've suspected that she must be connected to the curse ever since I first saw her. Did you know that she lives in the chimney? Chimney, the passage between heaven and hell, of course. Yes, that chimney is part of the building's central furnace, and it's enormous. She has barricaded herself behind some metal security curtains. God knows what she's doing there. Key to the bookstore. Some unnatural magic, I assume. She shivers. You should go find the entity and ask what's happening all the companies in the building. What is the source of this curse? Here, take the key. The warded door behind the curtains, take it. Oh, and please do return to me after you've looked around. I'm quite anxious to know what she has to say about the curse. What you discover there. Inland Empire. Unbelievable darkness and ruin. Logic. What you discover. Probably just office space. The damn fridge. Don't be scared. More questions? Oh no, that's fine. Okay. I think we're going to wrap it up right there. Let me save it. We'll wrap it up right there. And then we can investigate the room and get the body in the fridge. Quite a productive episode. Got the autopsy done. Managed to talk our way to this one. Do we have a new task now? Fridge the body. Investigate the Doom commercial area. We've got Kim's thing here. If you know anything about these, let me know. And if what I should be investing the points into, whether I should be spreading them out or this Inland Empire seems to come up a lot. Hunches and gut feelings, dreams in waking life. I think you need to grope your way through invisible dimensions of reality, gaining insight into what sight can't see. Anyway, yeah, we'll wrap it up there. Thanks again. Any suggestions or anything, please leave them in the comments. Thanks very much, and I'll catch you next time.